Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? Robert, I know was in here earlier. I don't think he's here now, but hey, Robert. Hey, Tommy. Hey, what's up, brother? Uh, yeah, man. Just to start off everything, so everybody knows, I feel freaking awesome. Whatever the medication he changed me to, not retaining any water. The pump is pumping the way I guess it's supposed to. Um, he's got me trying to frickin' get to use that CPAP machine that I bought years and years ago. I've been trying. They've been trying to get me on a CPAP machine for 20 years because what he's saying is the oxygen level at night is what's killing my heart. The lack of oxygen or whatever. So yeah, it was a weird experience. I figured I'd go on. I felt good. I got to go do a couple of things I'll tell you guys about. I got Today is what, the 12th, 13th. I was supposed to go to the doctor yesterday for my 3-month deal. When I was in there, he bumped it up to the 19th because I guess that's when he wanted to see me back after whatever I did there. And I'll explain to everybody. And yeah, it is good news. But I'll explain that. So between now and then, when I get done with this at 9:30, I've got to go back over to the bank. I went there the other day and had to order my 1-year bank statement to take to go to immigration. The 19th, which is the day I have to go back to the doctor, um, uh, is the last. My visa ends that day, so I need to get it done. So that was kind of a concern, whether I was going to have enough time between when I got out of the hospital, and I'm still, as far as breathing and all that, it's freaking awesome. I got no complaints about anything. Sleeping wise, I've never felt so rested waking up in the morning. So whatever he's done, and I don't know all the medications, I'm going to have him explain them a little bit to me. Not that it's going to matter, the man, whatever he wants me to be on, I'll be on. I'm sure there's side effects and crap and bad stuff with it, but I'm 70 freaking years old. So yeah, this could kill you in 20 years. Well, I'll be dead in 20 years. So I got no problem with that, but I wanted him to tell me. I know one of them is a beta blocker and he's trying to dial them in. But like I said, even when I was in the hospital, the breathing stuff still wasn't 100% where I consider it, since I've been home now for 3 days, 4 days. 100%, man. No problems. No one having to sit up in the middle of the night because I trying to catch my breath, and that stuff's gone. So that's cool. So we'll see how long that lasts. But here's the deal. So I was wondering why, and I'll explain. I don't know if anybody's been to. Hey, Mark, how you doing? I don't know if anybody's been to the government hospital. That's where I went to have this procedure done. And I didn't realize why until I'll explain to you in just a minute. So when you go in there, the hospitals are clean. There's no real deal. But the thing that freaks you out a little bit, for me, no air conditioning. You get off on the floor when you go out into the deal. The whole lobby, where you would have a big lobby outside the elevator, is all beds, and there may be 50 people in there. Then you walk out on the floor, and all it is just bed after bed after bed after bed. You're this far apart, and maybe on that floor 1,000 beds. I don't know. I'm guessing maybe 500, it's hectic, and hot. And the guy in the bed next to me, who was an awesome man. I was only there. Let me explain to you too. Thank God, my doctor. Okay, because they have private rooms, and that's where I ended up. At first, we don't know if we have one open, and my doctor, he's the best, man. If you guys ever need a cardiologist, you let me know. This guy saved my life 10 times. Okay. Anyway, the guy next to me now, I had an echo. Okay. And that's where he saw all this. And I said, am I going to need to do a stress test? Well, no, there's something wrong there. I need to see it with my eyeballs. He said, that's when he told me, he said, we'll either have to if I can put in a stent, I'll put in a stent when I'm in there. If not, then you have to, they're telling me you're going to have to crack, he didn't say it, but you're going to crack my chest and do a single, double, or triple bypass. And I'm going, okay. So when I'm going in there, the best case scenario that I'm thinking is a stent, and I was awake, which I didn't really want to be, but he's saying you won't feel nothing, man. It's because I don't like being awake. So the I get in there, it's hot. The guy's in the bed next to me. Now this is how these Thai people, when they say sabai, because I would have been freaking out. Now, when I went in that morning, okay, they took me over there. That echo thing was closed. I was the only one that was in there, and they did an echo on me. It took about 15, 20 minutes, something like that. I don't know if anybody's ever had it. It's not a big deal. I get in there, I'm talking to the guy. He's got a fan next to me. I'm not talking, my wife is. And his wife was there, and they're by the window, and I was there. And he's got a fan, and he tilts the fan towards me. He's just a good guy. So I had my wife, I said, get him whatever he's drinking when you go down to get me something to drink. So brought him up some apple juice or something. But here's the thing. He's waiting to get an echo. Guess how many days he's been there? 6 days. And he could still be there now. So when I went down, I got this, and they went out and took some blood tests, blah, blah, blah. When they rolled me back up there, the nurse said, well, one nurse told my wife, yes, he's got a room. Okay. And then when I get back there, my wife was gone. I think she went to vote. I think it was the voting day or whatever it was. I can't remember. But the nurse in there said, oh, no, there's no rooms. I said, well, the other nurse told my wife that, well, I don't know. You'll have to see. Needless to say, at about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, I got a room. This room, as good, if not better than the private room in the private hospital. Unbelievable. Air conditioning, private bathroom, of course, flat screen TV, refrigerator, place for my wife to sleep, everything. Now, I don't think I could have done it after I went through even just this little simple thing where they go in right here. I don't know if you guys can see that little plastic thing. I got to take that off tomorrow. They went in my wrist. And then after that, coming back there and being there with no air conditioning, could I have done it? I would have had to man up and do it. Would I have done it comfortably? Hell no. It was so nice in that private room. So here's the reason. He takes care of me both in the private hospital and in the government hospital. Usually the doctors work both places. And I go to him for my every 3 months. I go there because they're the ones that have the Osepic for nothing, and it's a pill. And they were the ones that had it, and the medication is cheaper, something else. I'll go into the pricing on this deal too. So I go there, and I didn't realize it until I got in this heart room for this procedure, whatever it is, where they put the camera in and they do the stents and all that radar and shit and 65-inch TVs and the state of the art. It looked like it was built yesterday. So a brand new facility. That's why he did it there. And I still didn't feel that great when they were doing it because I was still retaining water and shit like that. I couldn't breathe in. And the worst part for me, breathing, is laying flat. He let me put a pillow. He said, you can't lift your head up any higher than that. But I said, no, that'll work, because they had loaded me up full of diuretics in the morning. So I was breathing better, got rid of a lot of the water. So I was there for, was it 3 days or 4 days? Here's the deal on the, hey, David, how you doing? Here's the deal on the room. Now, here's this, I could have been on a floor laying between two people, one on this side, this far away, on the other side, that far away, 500, 600 people on the floor. Clean, place was clean. Crank, I'm looking for the electric control on the bed. There is no freaking electric control on the bed. It's a corkscrew at the end of the bed, okay, to lift up and do. Mattresses probably from the 40s and 50s. I don't know. So it going in there. I was the difference between laying there, okay, and then my wife's government insurance was 200 baht a night extra to stay in the private room, and the private room was like a hotel room that size, big. Had a balcony out the side, and dishes, and it was fully set. Like I said, as good, if not better, than the private hospital. And so here's the deal on it. Okay, 3 or 4 nights. I think it was three days in the private room. All the blood tests. I think I had 3 blood tests. All the medication that they gave me, the doctor, the procedure, the X-rays, the everything that I was in there for the 3 days was 45,000 baht, and I paid 9,000 baht. So what is that for out of my pocket? What is that? I don't know. It's like 31 right now. So 9,000 divided by 31.2, I think. 288 bucks divided by, let's say, 3 days. $96 a day. Private room, blood test every day. Everything that they did, the fluorescein shots, the medication. They gave me the medication. Now the medication I paid above and beyond that, but that I get back 100% on the medications. Unbelievable, 100 bucks. Anyway, so feel great. So when we're in there, I'm waiting to hear, oh, this is shit. We can't put in the stent. We're gonna have to crack your chest open and schedule that and blah blah blah. This is what I'm expecting to hear. But hey Daniel, I figured, like I said, the best case scenario in my mind was, okay, we can do this with a stent. We're gonna put a stent in, blah blah blah. He said I had no blockages in the main arteries, nothing. Everything was fine. He said there was a 2 millimeter deal that he couldn't put a stent in. That was a little bit plugged, but not big. You got minor, small artery deteriorate. I don't know, something, I've got. But for the main part, he said, it's clear. And I said, well, what do you do in this case? He said, just medications. And like I said, the medications that he has me on right now that he's still trying to dial in, that's why he made me stay 2 days after the procedure, because he wanted to dial in the medications he was giving me for congestive heart failure. And whatever it is, holy crap. I mean, I feel great. Like I said, I've got to do a couple things, but I'm ready to go. I've been working on the trailer and farting around with shit and not pressing myself, because I told you before, I'm not gonna press myself. But I do want to go camping at the Surin one. I'm gonna wait till after the 19th, after that weekend following. My phone, I got it set for Olympic things, I think. But I don't know. I feel good. We'll see. I'm gonna see about it. I'm gonna take it out there, set it up myself. I bought extra stuff, and I should drink some of my coffee. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, when he told me that and I was in there, I was happy. When they pulled away, like I said, this machine has like radar and all this crap as he's putting the shit. So I could feel it going in. I could feel it coming under my arm. And then after it went through my armpit, I couldn't feel it in my chest when he was inside my heart or whatever. And whole procedure, maybe 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes. And when I got done and I could see him, because they had stuff draped over me, type deal. He was smiling. And when I saw the smile on his face, I'm going, yeah. Because he's only going to give me, he gives me the shit straight. He don't hold nothing back. So that is always cool. Um, 3 hours in ICU and in an ambulance, right? Yeah, 20K. Yeah, easy, easy. Like I said, this private room was unbelievable. I didn't film anything. I should have at least with my phone taken a short video. My wife might have taken some. If she did, I'll get a little video. Big, big. I'm gonna say um, twice as big as this 3 meter by 4 meter my man cave. Easy, maybe bigger. But it just would have. I would have freaked out. I know it because I don't do the heat, well, especially with my breathing. When my breathing's not good, it's weird. If I'm not breathing good, if the weather's hot, it's worse than if I got a fan blowing on me or something. Sure, if I would have been in there, I would have had a man up and do it. And, they would have bought a fan and brought it in. And, I would have made it as best I could out of it. But as it worked out, it was thing. And I asked my wife, how do you get these rooms? It's just kind of first come, first serve. I got that room because of my doctor. I know good damn well that, he made sure that happened. He's amazing. But yeah, can you imagine $288? I mean, you can't even get an X-ray for $288, could you? They did 2 or 3 chest X-rays, 2, I think, to make sure they the water and shit. And I don't know. I think I'm down. I think I weighed in there at 106 kilo, in case anybody's keeping track. I went right back on my diet when I was in there. I ate what they had there. They brought me basically hard-boiled eggs, 2 pieces of bread, some ham. That was my breakfast. Pasta, spicy type pasta for lunch, and that was pretty much it. That was those 2 things, either a pasta or an eggs of some kind, which was fine. I don't think I gained anything in there. But as soon as I got back here, I went right back on what I was doing. I denied the chest X-ray. I'm sure that, yeah, I'm sure it would have been. Hey, Paul. So unbelievable. 9,000 baht out of my pocket. 45,000. Even if you were figuring, I didn't have insurance, I didn't have this or that. What would that have been? 45,000 divided by 31.2. $1,400. Private room, all the doctor stuff, all the medications, the procedure itself, food, blood tests, X-rays, everything. Under $1,500 for 3 days. It would have been, like you're saying, it would have been 50 grand. I bet you, in the States. But I feel good. Like I said, I've got to get my visa done. I've got to go back to him on the 19th. Then we're thinking about, we got to get to Ubon. We haven't been to the Ubon. I was just talking to my wife this morning before I got here to make sure I'm going to have Sim take me over there, because when I went, I thought she said that, she asked me if I'm jumping around. The bank said that she wrote it down there that a time, she said. And now in my mind, yesterday, that I would get an email back with a PIN number. I could bring it into the bank. They will print it up and I'll get it earlier than 5 to 7 days. Okay, which I said, all right, cool, because it would have been the 18th or something. I'm supposed to get it back by. So I'm, cramming too much stuff together. So I want Sim to go back, because what I think of, she said time, but she didn't speak English very well. And I think what she meant was this was a date, but she had written that in Thai. So I didn't know what it was. I should have took a picture of it. So I'm going to go back this morning with Sim and have her talk to the lady on what am I waiting for. And I'll check my emails again before we go there to see if I did get something, and I just didn't realize it. But yeah, you're probably right. It probably would have been more. And so that's the plan. So we're thinking. So I was talking to my wife this morning. Maybe we might blow out a week from tomorrow, Saturday, to Ubon, just like we usually do. Drive there, stay the night, come home Sunday afternoon. Check on the house, see how everything is, blah, blah, blah. We just haven't been there in a while. I want to get the solar done there in case anybody didn't catch that stuff. The house here in Surin was 1,800 baht. And I am going to have, I don't know if you guys follow the something guru, the guy and his wife, and they have 2 babies. They live right out here in Sisaket somewhere or something. I think I know Tommy does, because Tommy, I'd already seen it, but Tommy had sent me, hey, have you watched the deal on solar? He's got the same Lux power, but his is 14 kW, mine's 12.5 or something. And this guy, the job that he did on his house there, I think he's got 25 panels. He's got 3 batteries like I have, the 300 amp hour, 315 amp hour batteries. I sent him an email to find out the name of the guy that did it, because I want him to come here and program mine, because he's getting way more. The most that I ever see, he sees like 12,000 watts coming in. The most I see is 6 on mine, and I've got 12,000 up there. So I would think that should be more, and I know that because where I have them on the house, I know isn't ideal, but it's the only place that I can put them. But I can move them over. I want to build another cover in front of the garage door, so I'll have 2 structured there. I want them to beef them up, and I want to put the 20 panels on there, and then I'll get the exposure that I should get, because I can barely charge up the 2 batteries on what I'm using, and granted I probably use way more electricity than he's using, but if you get a chance to look at his setup, if you looked at it, Ryan, I think that's his name. I actually, when I first came to Thailand, I started watching him, and he was in England or wherever he was. He was traveling back and forth, and I talked to him a few times, texted, not talked. I hadn't in a long time. I hadn't sent him anything. It's the first time in a long, long time that I sent him. But his system is looks cleaner than shit. Mine is good. The guy did a great job on the installation, but this guy knows how to program it. Obviously, the Lux Power, he knows how to handle. I want him. I'll pay him, a day's worth of whatever he gets for a day to come over here and do it, because it's still not set up right either, the way that it's supposed to be. And this guy obviously knows what it's supposed to be. And if you guys are interested in solar, you really should watch that video. It's recent. So if you go to his channel, if somebody's got the, can drop the link to his channel. If you go to that, what happened? Uh-oh. Got wet. You guys still here? I pressed the wrong button. Somebody let me know if you guys can see and hear me. I think you can. It still says that, so I think I'm still live. Anyway, if you check out his video, it's definitely a clean setup. If I was going to have somebody install my system and I didn't have the Solar Man, or even now with everything that I've seen there, it doesn't look like the guy's way out in left field with his prices, I would definitely check him out. Okay, cool. So so feeling good, happier than hell that I don't have to have my chest cracked. It wasn't so much about dying and stuff. If I die, I die. That doesn't really bother me that much. But I don't know if they're gonna. I don't want to be in pain. I don't dig pain, and I don't want to wake up out of a procedure like that and go, Oh, here you go, Mr. Clark. Here's your Tylenol. Yeah, no, no. Where's the heroin? Give me the heroin and shoot me up with the shit. And if I was in the States, I wouldn't have to worry about it. If my doctor wouldn't give me anything, which he would, or whatever. But if he didn't, I have access to illegal narcotics. If I want to, I wouldn't do that here in Thailand. So I was more worried about being in pain for, 2-3 weeks. Same thing about getting my knees sawed off. I'm not worried about dying in the middle of the thing. I'm worried about, not getting in the right meds. I don't mind a little bit of pain. I have a pretty good tolerance for it, but I don't want to be in pain if I don't have to be. I don't think you should. Hey, Andy, how you doing? Are you here? Are you here in Thailand? I don't have to have my chest cracked. I don't have to do any of that. Just medication. I got lucky. So I figured I'd do this, let you guys give you an update on what's going on. I'll still do like an hour because I told her I didn't, we'll go over to the bank at 9:30. So, and I'm ready to go pretty much. I just need to get in the car and go over there because I got to get that done. So what I've got planned is, hopefully, this is what's going to transpire. I've got to get before the 19th. I've got to get my visa renewed. That's why I got to go to the bank. Got to get my 1-year deal. I got to check on it. I ordered it 2 days ago, but I got to check on it anyway. And then the 19th, I go into the doctor for my 3-month checkup and after the procedure, deal to check on everything. Probably check on my meds. He'll do blood tests and all that crap, which I always do when I go there. Then we'll probably go to the 19th is a Thursday, and we'll probably go to Ubon that Saturday morning. Spend one night in Ubon, just checking out the house, seeing how everything is. Maybe I get the solar man to go there and finish up. Maybe I don't. It all depends. He's busier than shit. I can't even get him to come over here and do the couple of things I want. But then after that, on maybe a Tuesday and Wednesday, after that, take the trailer over for with all the new stuff with the camping tables and everything that I bought and put together for the way it's going to be from now on when we take off the stuff I took out. What do I have on there? What do I use? What didn't I use? That kind of stuff. And just do a 2-night here in Surin, 15 minutes away. And then come back and then see how I feel about setting up by myself and doing everything by myself. I don't think there's going to be a problem. And then schedule a trip. My wife got a really cool one. Now I don't know if she'll be able to. She sent it to me. It's over in Rayong, and it's a campground that we can take the trailer to on the water. And showed it to me and stuff like that. Now, I told her this morning, we talked about it a little bit. I said, we got to at least have 4 days. 1 day there, and then we'll spend 3 nights. That night, 2 nights, come home, 4 days. So 2 of those could be a Saturday and Sunday, but you're still going to miss, 2 days of work. I'm not going to drive all that way for an overnight thing like we did when I went up there, kicked the shit out of me. But let's see. Ryan, no, Thailand. Yeah, I would if you're into that, and that Lux Power, I think is the way to go. This thing is phenomenal compared to the ones that are laying on the floor over here that I still haven't returned. Borneo, cool. Are you coming back here? Or are you going home after? Or you already been here? I'm sorry, I lost track of stuff when my health started going the wrong freaking way. But for the most part, yeah, and then go from there. Then try to get back into finishing the video on the kayak trailer, finishing the video on the fishing trailer for the e-bike, and then getting that ramp for the back of the truck for the e-bike. To go to the beach over in that Rayong area over there and try some surf fishing. I think maybe prior to that, Maybe I can talk my wife into taking, because we got Sokran. We're going to Serenity and Koh-Chang, for 7 days. So I don't know if it'll be before that, because what are we in? That's April. We're already in February. Yeah, maybe March. Maybe March. Maybe I can talk her into taking the trailer over and doing a 4 or 5 day deal in Rayong. I'd like to do that. That way I can test. I can take the trailer with me. I got to finish the trailer, but the e-bike fishing trailer, and I got a place to put it on the back of the trailer, and I can give it a good test run there. There looks like there's some sandy beach there and stuff like that. So it's all up to me. It's how I feel. Like I said, I'm not going to push myself. I'm not going to do anything stupid. I'm enjoying myself. I still like doing live streams. I still like doing YouTube. It's the way I keep keep in touch with everybody. I know this one was kind of a short notice deal, but somebody maybe can go back and watch it if they want to, and get the gist of everything that happened. Or maybe they don't give a shit. It doesn't matter either, which is fine. I feel good. Best that I felt in a while. I did feel pretty good for a little while there, but obviously I was still having problems with my pump, and really having hard problems with that freaking. See, I even bought the nose pillow deal that cost me $2,500 when they took my CPAP machine over to get clean sim. I asked them if they had that. Come to find out, after I had that, I'm a mouth breather. They don't work that good with the mouth, but they make a little bitty one that has pillows and a mouthpiece, and the airlines actually are part of the deal, and the hose comes out of the top. Might be able to do that, but with the full mask on, I just don't feel like I breathe right, man. And I've been sleeping better. The ideal condition is the thinner I get, I know the apnea goes away. Okay, so short of pretty much what he's saying is, I'm killing my heart every night that I'm not on that CPAP machine, and I've been killing my heart for 30 years. Because of the sleep apnea, and normal sleep apnea people are here, according to what I've been told. I'm up here somewhere. It's just like I don't sleep, and I stop breathing and all that. But even now, losing the 13 kilo, my wife says that she hasn't heard me stop breathing or anything like that, and I'm not snoring. So I still got 10 kilo to go. So if I lose the 10 kilo and I can't get that freaking, because you could tell me I'm going to die of smoking before I went, I probably would have still smoked. Okay, that's how much of an idiot I am. But on this, I don't want to be miserable. And I feel like that thing's choking me off. And because I've tried it during the day, trying to go to sleep with it. I try it every night and every day I put it on. So I haven't given up on doing it. But that one is expensive and I'd have to order it. So I will do it, because I think that I have the best chance of actually being able to sleep with the CPAP. And everybody that I've talked to, friends and everything that are on CPAP machines, say once you get a good night rest with the CPAP and you can get it to work for you, you'll never not use it again, because the sleep is so unbelievably, they say you'll never stop using the CPAP. I just got to get to that point. So I'll have to try that. I've got the name of the one. They actually sell that brand on Lazada. But the one that they sell, they don't have the latest one, which incorporates the nose plus the new mouthpiece. The other one is a nose piece that comes up and goes on the top of your head. And this latest model, which they'll probably get. I can wait a little while for that. It's probably going to be $150, $200, something like that. So it isn't that big a deal. Am I missing anything? Lucky you didn't. Yeah, no shit. I agree with that. You should know better than anybody, Andy. But I just didn't want, like I said, I would have, I would have had to do it if I had needed to do it. I would have done it, But I know I would have been miserable because I not knowing they're not going to give me the drugs the drugs I want to be at least out of pain. But he said the major three or whatever, those things, no blockages whatsoever. So I guess I'm lucky. I know I'm lucky. I've been lucky. So I need to stop pushing my luck and start trying to do something. So that's what I'm doing now, is not pushing anything. If I get tired, I'll sit down. Stamina and the breathing is good, great. I haven't pushed that either. I haven't tried to take a long walk or anything. So I'm going to slowly but surely do that, farting around with the trailer. Today, Sim's going to help me get some of the other stuff that I bought. I bought one of those covered. I have a sink now, and I'll do a video on that in case somebody's actually in there. Because all the stuff that I bought, you can put in the back of your car for car camping, and it's freaking awesome. The kitchen setup that I bought, and it's pretty cool. But I bought the next to the sink to sit on the table next to the cooler that'll be out there, and then that's what I want the Solar Man. For some reason, on my trailer, which I've owned a bunch of RVs, I've never had a caravan, in case Brock watches this, that didn't have an outside plug. Well, right next to the door, right below that, is where I put the table that has the electric refrigerator, the ice chest, electric, whatever, the cooler that's refrigerated. And right now I run the cable up through the window. I have the dual sliding windows with the screen and the block out. And then there's a plug right on the other side. So I want him to drill a hole right next to the door and put me, a 4-gang waterproof plug deal there. That way I can just plug it in right there. So next to that will be the thing that I bought was those. I don't know if you're Thai family, if you have one here, they have the drain the dishes and stuff that actually has a cover on it. I bought one of those. They're yay big, yay deep, and yay high, and you can put your dishes in there to dry. Then the sink goes in the kitchen. That's why I want to do the Serin deal or get it out. Right now I've got it set up in the driveway kind of, so I can see where I want to put everything that's still covered by the tarp. So in case I'm out and it's raining or something like that, it'll work. But she's going to help me get that out there. I've got and found a camp stove that I had before with the butane to go on there. Plus I have the one that slides out of the trailer. But I'll have 2 burners there probably, and you have to see the kitchen setup. But it's all fits in a bag that's yay this thick, yay tall, and you can just pick it up, and the whole thing folds out into this big, kitchen. You can hang stuff. You can do it. It's pretty cool. I was impressed, and it was $100, something like that. 4,000 baht, 3,600, something like that. So anyway. Yeah, I don't, I'd like to just get out and walk, I have thought about it. But if you were talking to me, I don't know if you're talking to, brother, but let's see. Robert Mack is saying, what, Tommy J, we got a bobcat hanging around our yard for the last week. And next neighbor. Also, I've been working out in the yard, the heat clearing leaves. But I just need to exercise. And he told me to hold off because I said, I'm going to go back to the gym. He said, just hold off let me get the medications right. And then we'll talk about an exercise program, cardio type stuff. Plus I want to get into some light stuff. I got semi something there, but it ain't nothing. I got to get to where I feel weight wise and stuff like that. I mean, I could live the weight I'm at now, which, like I said, is 105, 106 kilo. But I like to get down to the 210 pound range, which I think is 95 kilo, something like that. I'd like to get down to that. Mainly here, brother, it's where to put it. Could I put it in the garage? I could put it in the garage. I could make that other half of the garage my own gym if I wanted to. And that's possible. But it's so cheap at the gym, I mean, I could just, to go there. Plus, it gets me into a routine of let's get up, let's do this, let's go to the gym, let's do this, and let's do that. I want to get into even if it's only 3 days a week, I want to get into a routine and see. Yeah, at a gradual pace. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Craig? So, yeah, so the congestive heart failure, he's saying he can control it with medications. Did I ask him, and I'll ask him, what do I have? Do I have 5 years, 2 years, 10 years, 20? I know what he's going to tell me. He's going to say, if you treat yourself right, you got as long as you want. That's what he's told me in the past. In other words, if you want to be a fat bastard and weigh, 130 kilo, then that's up to you, but he likes my cholesterol. He said there's people out there that, thrive and thrive and thrive to try to get to the level that I keep my cholesterol at. I cook all my own food now, pretty much 99.9%. And I'll reveal that deal because you guys won't believe what I eat. Anyway, hey Justin, but like I said, my wife, she wants me to hang out for a long time. I'll hang out as long as my body holds together and the mind doesn't go. Sorry, my nose is itching. But I feel pretty good. I shouldn't even say pretty good. I feel real good. You can tell. I can tell by looking at myself and how I'm talking and the energy levels like up here, compared. And that's all with medication because beforehand I was retaining water, and it is, I guess it's on the relaxed stroke on your heart, on the downstroke. That's the one that I guess brings the water and moves the shit around. That's where I got a problem, I guess. But I don't know, we'll see what he says here. What I say, the 19th, this next Thursday, I'll go and even if we go to Ubon, I'll probably do a live stream again and let you guys. I'll give you guys updates on exactly what's happened for the people that are actually interested. The rest of the people have already left the channel, but sugar. I don't eat sugar. They tested me for sugar when I was in there too, and in the morning it was 100, right where it should have been. And after I ate, it was like 127, So I don't. Do I occasionally eat the wrong shit sugar-wise? Yeah, but not that often. Once in a blue moon. Do I have diabetes? Yeah. They tested me like 4 times when I was in there. So they were concerned about that, making sure that was in check. They were trying to rule out everything that was going on. And when he got in there, I know he was expecting to find a bunch of clogged shit in my heart because, like I said, he was smiling like a madman when I saw his face after the procedure. He was happier than shit. So, I told him, I said, just tell me what you want me to do. I'm not going to question you. I'm not going to go out for a second opinion. I'm not going to do any of that. Just tell me what you want me to do. What's the right thing? And I trust him, obviously, wholeheartedly. The guy he's phenomenal. He's a great man. I'm lucky. So, so that's the basic gist of it. I just got to get back into something, build up a little bit of stamina. I'd like to do. I think because my energy levels were so low, I just really wasn't into making any videos. I didn't even make any koi videos, and I've got a couple I want to make. I was hoping Wes was gonna jump on. He must be. I think he takes the wife to work, and he's not available till after 9 because he just put out a video on his pond. He had a bug or two and treated it and stuff. So I had some input. Of course, I've always got input on koi stuff, but I actually want to do some videos. So we'll see. I still have never gotten to the real point where I say I'm even a halfway decent content maker, but I'd like to get better. And and like I said, I think the way that it's going to head, for me at least, is going to be camping. That's probably going to be most of my content, and the stuff that, of course, our live streams are never going to stop. And the people that I want to reach are the people that are, have lost someone and think that their life's over at 65, and I want to reach them and say, no, it doesn't have to be. Uh, you know, you don't have to do that. So that type stuff, and the camping stuff, because like I said, I think, like, because I know Kenny, he bought some stuff, and has done a little bit of camping right out of his car. Because what does it take here? And like I said, they're popping up all over the place. There's a bunch of them above Ubon, which I'll eventually start hitting. I'll be going to the beach if that's like, if I like that one campground, I'll go there more than once. But if you got a car, you're talking about in your trunk, you're talking about, if it's you and your wife, maybe a couple of cots to be comfortable, a couple of mats, blow ups, a blanket or sleeping bag, a tent, a fan, a cooktop of some kind, an ice chest, and pretty much your set camping stuff. And like I said, I don't know, it's 100 baht, a night or something like that. So it's very reasonable and it's fun. And like I said, at least out here in Isan, at nighttime, now we're starting to warm up a little bit now, but during a few months during the year, you're cold at night out camping. But with the fan, the way I've acclimated now, most of the nighttime I could probably camp, in excuse me, in a tent. So. I like that, Craig. And I still want to make it your way. So that's going to be a long trip. I know I talked about blowing, but if I come there, if I leave at 6 o'clock in the morning and I get there before dark, that's probably the way I'm going to do it. I won't push it. I mean, if I get tired halfway, I just stop. I could stop anywhere. I got the trailer on the back, so I could just pull off the road, and go in there and go to sleep for a while. Turn on the air conditioner. So, but I still want to come your way, and I'll let you know. I'll do this one there, maybe the one in a couple of months, probably. I'm guessing. We'll have to see, but I definitely want to make it your way. I've been talking about it for how many years now, but yeah, like I said, the way I feel great. If I can figure out how to use that freaking CPAP machine and still be able to sleep, because right now I'm sleeping. I'm waking up in the morning, first time in a long time, feeling like I slept and refreshed. So I know that the sleep apnea is tapering down. Whatever he's given me on my pump is making me breathe better. Yeah. So, like I said, worst case scenario is I can't get the CPAP machine. I can't use it. And if I can't do something about my weight, but I know if I get down to like 95 kilo, the sleep apnea is probably going to be pretty much gone. And if that's the case, I'll go and do another sleep study or whatever, or wear something or whatever, so he can figure out what my oxygen level, am I stopping breathing, that type stuff. And if that's not there, that would be the best case scenario for me, to just get down to that weight, stay there, and not have to frick with that CPAP machine. But I will try. I will get the one with the little pillows and the little mouthpiece, and it's a full face mask, but it's tiny. And like I said, the tubes are actually they're flat and, like oblonged, and they come up here, and then the hose actually attaches to the top. So the thing is very minimal. So we'll have to see. And I bought the machine I bought is got a humidifier and everything on it. It was, state of the art machine 3 years ago when they told me, or 4 years ago when they told me I should be on it again. They've been telling me for 25 years, like I said, but I could never get it to work. I'm in bed at 6:30. In bed at 11, 3. Yeah, I have to get up to pee. But you know what it is too, I noticed too. Usually I only go like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours max of sleep. And that's broken sleep, not good REM sleep. And I'm sleeping like 4 hours straight, 3.5, 4 hours, which is unheard of for me. So I know something's happening in a good way. And I'll get to talk to him next Thursday, and I'll get a lot more information on what he's giving me. And I don't care, like I said, as long as I'm not growing a third ear out of my forehead, and even in that case, I just have him cut it off, then I'm fine. I'm not going to sit there and worry over side effects and shit of whatever he's giving me. I'm 70 years old. Let's see. Yeah. So like I said, in case somebody's here that wasn't, it was, I went to the government hospital. I was really, I don't know what would be the word. Coming out of that elevator on that floor, now that whole floor was beds, and the whole lobby full of 40 more beds, and then going in there 500 beds, you're this far apart on either side. That's their facility. The guy next to me was waiting for an echo that I got that day for 6 days. Okay, a time, man. And then me getting the private room for 200. My insurance charged me, or they charged 200 baht more. I had to pay out of pocket to have the private room. The private room was as good, if not better, than the private hospital. I was there for 4 days and 3 nights. All my doctors, the procedure of putting it in here and going in my heart and doing all that. 3 blood tests, 3 chest x-rays, all the fluoresceamides, the shots, the testing for the sugar, everything in that hospital was 45,000 baht. And I paid 9,000. I paid 288 bucks for all that they did while I was in that hospital. Unbelievable. So even if you didn't have insurance and you were working off of having 10 million baht in the bank or whatever, as instead of your insurance. Besides, I think the only way that you would lose that way is if you became terminally ill, cancer, that kind of shit. But this was 1,400 bucks, for that. Probably if they would have cracked my chest and done that whole thing, maybe it cost 150,000, baht. So any procedure, people that say, and like I said, even in there, the care that I was only on that floor with all those people for 5-6 hours before they brought me over to the private room. But the care that they were given, and the nurse was there, and blah blah blah, it was good. It wasn't horrible. And I'm a Farang, so I've gotten nothing but good care in any of the hospitals that I've been in here. And I've been in the private one in there for 3 months, and it was outstanding. Okay. So the price wise, I suggest getting insurance, but somebody that's my age, you're 70, when I hit 70 this year, okay, it's going to be hard if I was just trying to get insurance. I can't say. See, now if you find a Thai woman that has a government job or good insurance, it's kind of like in the States. Like when I married my wife, they had to cover her 100%, take all her pre-existing everything, thank God, with my wife, because she was sickly. But like this, my pump hasn't been great. I've got stents and stuff in. If this would have been, and I would have had probably, and this is only my opinion on it, they probably wouldn't have paid for it. They probably would have excluded that as a pre-existing condition. My heart is pre-existing. So in that case, you're going to have to. But like I said, even if you had to pay it out of pocket at $1,500, so you got to see. Hey, Jake, how you doing? But feel good, feel great. I know Jake's doing great. We're glad to hear that. I think he's going to try to come here in the next 3 or 4 months, which would be awesome. Definitely going to make a point of meeting up with him and probably some other people. Maybe we'll do a meetup when Jake's around. I know Ron has Rolla in school, and I think they're out until the end of April. I think. I don't know. I got to check that out. But anyway, I don't think Jake will be here that quick. But we'll have to see. But I feel awesome. Like I said, 9,000 baht is what it cost me. Three nights in a private room, all the x-rays, all the doctors, the actual procedure that they did, blood test after blood test after blood test, everything. 9,000 it cost me. 280, under $100 a day. So that was my portion of, and hers varies. Prescriptions, they pay almost 100%. They pay less on this. The less that I've seen is like the low 80s, and how they come up with that, I don't have a clue. But I'm happy with my insurance because they take care of pre-existing conditions. So I think that's why my wife stays working. Plus, like I said, she's been there 23, 25 years now. That's her second family. She, I don't think she's going to do anything. Yeah, 14,000. And I tell you, the last bill that I got here, and it's still not up 100%, because I think once I get the panels moved and into the sun the way that they should be, I'm going to have close to goose eggs. It was 1,800 baht. 1,800 baht here and 1,800 baht in Ubon, which only has one system half working. So I got to get that finished. I got to get the battery back in there, the new controller, and excuse me, my nose is just driving me crazy. But yeah, the pricing on stuff here and the care. Like I said, I was in the government hospital, and like I said, I figured out why, because when they rolled me into that state-of-the-art heart room, I knew why he wanted to do it there. I mean, radar and sonar and these panels moving around, guiding him, through, and a 65-inch TVs, and I mean, it was phenomenal, and it looked like it was just put in yesterday. And it might have been, I don't know, but I know that's why he wanted to do it. Obviously, he felt that was the place to do it. So it was amazing. Let's see. Last one was. I missed something. What does Craig say? My last one was 1965. I imagine that's what it was. Last one of what? What did I miss? That was the last time you ate sugar? It was 1965. Let's see. That was Power Tools. Okay. Oh, Power Bill. Okay. Your last one was 1,465. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. But like I like Kenny, he did his were like 25, around that. But he did it more because his power was going out 3-4 times a week, and he was like, I was an Ubon. All of a sudden it would jump from 220 down to 170, 150. He'd get brownouts. And the only reason that it doesn't destroy everything here in Thailand is because 90% of the stuff here in Thailand is they ramp. If they didn't do that, if they weren't state of the, the new ones, the air conditioners, the, what I call variable frequency deals, they would burn out all the air conditioners and shit. So he did it more because he hasn't had any power outages. His system has covered it up, and I think his 300 baht or something was a high one. I don't know maybe he'll jump on, or maybe he'll do a video on, because he should. The one that I got, because we got all the sunshine, the 1800, he should have been zero. But so more so for that, because I don't know. Is your electricity pretty stable out there, Craig? Or do you have power outages all the time, or low voltage? But that's what Kenny did it more for that than saving the 2,500 baht a month. But still, 2,500 baht a month. I think the system cost him less than 100 to put in, so the payback on it probably would be good. Oh, that's empty. Let me get a sip of my Diet Coke. And I have kind of trying to switch from Diet Coke. I bought Lipton iced tea and probably the stuff that'll kill me quicker, that sativa, whatever, like saccharin or whatever, the fake sugar. And I made some iced tea. Hardly ever out. That's cool. I ain't like that out in out in Ubon and Surin. Actually, Surin's hasn't been too bad lately. There have been a couple of times that we were out for quite a while. But see, it's really weird too, because when it changes over, I won't know. The only way I know it is if it changes over and the power's out for 10 hours and my batteries die and it goes out. Or if the neighbors call, is your power out too? To my mother-in-law or something. Then I would know, but I wouldn't know otherwise. It's instantaneous. Might see a flicker, in the lights, but I wouldn't pay any attention to that. Kenny's, I know, was out 3-4 times a week, maybe more. It was aggravating him. So that, and then, like I said, some of the ones he was looking at it and shutting it off because prior to that, because he was looking at it, it was only 170 volts or something. Now Ubon's like that all the time. I can't get any information for some reason. Something's funky. Either the solar man lost my battery or the guy stole it or something, because I can't even get them to say. I said, what did the guy say? Can he do it or can't he do it? Oh, I'll ask him. It's been going on for 3 months, 2.5, 3 months. So the only thing I could think of, either he's afraid to tell me that, he lost it or something, or I can't think of any other reason. Why? How hard is it to go? The guy wants to know, can you fix it or can't you? Yes or no? And what is it going to, if it's yes, how much is it going to take to fix it? It's a 200 amp hour battery. I paid 50,000 baht for the damn thing. I could have bought one of these good batteries here for that, and that's probably what I'm going to buy for the garage. I need a bigger, more than them 200 amp. And I didn't know they were used in the beginning and blah, blah, blah. I could buy another 2 of those, but they're 20,000 each. So, and then I'd have 400. I could buy one of these good ones that's 316 or whatever they are. And that's a lot better battery. And I'd rather do that. So I'm probably going to do that. And then I'll take these 200 and put that out there, is probably the way that I'll go. So if he can't fix that one, then I'll take this 200 amp out of the garage and I'll order another one for right around 40,000 baht for that 316 amp hour battery, same ones that I have on the Seren house, and put it in the garage. And then I know that my bills, at least during the sunny time of the year, will be goose eggs. Hey, Brother Ron, how you doing? Yeah, sativa. Is that what I said? Sativa. Maybe it's indica. I don't know. And I still don't know on that. I didn't ask him. When I do go on the 19th, I am going to ask him about, getting. I have my prescription. I did everything on the up and up on how you're supposed to do it here, and got a little card. I don't know where that is, but belong to weed. You got to do it every 30 days to be legal here. From my understanding, you got to have a doctor. Now I'm gathering my doctor could give me the prescription, so I don't really need it. It cost me 500 baht And I got a card, and then every 30 days you have to renew that prescription. So I'm gathering every 30 days you're going to have to pay a doctor to do it. You can walk into, my understanding also is, you can walk into any of the ones and they'll sell you the shit, any of the dispensaries. But to do it legally, and if they start, you could, if they catch you with something and you don't have the prescription, you could be in trouble, is my understanding. Check it for yourself, but it's my understanding. But yeah, so the congestive heart failure is a good thing. Got no problems with it. The medication that he got me on, I haven't felt this good in a long, long time. I felt like, I'm going to say like 75, 80% before. I feel pretty close to 100% now. Not having a problem with the water, not having problems with the breathing, and just got to do whatever he tells me that he wants me to do, and I'll do it. The guy's amazing, so we'll have to see. All right, it's 9:07. I'll probably go for maybe another 5 or 10 minutes. Then I've got to get in and go over to the bank, talk to them about. I was supposed to get something emailed to me so I could get my 1-year statement earlier. A PIN number, Bangkok Bank was supposed to send me. I was supposed to take the PIN number yesterday. My understanding, because I went there without SIM, and bring it to the bank. Then they would print it up with that PIN number in the bank and give it to me, because I paid 200 baht. In case anybody's wondering, when you get that 1-year statement, at least the 2 times that I did it, because the other time I had the 800 in there, was 200 baht. They charge you to get that deal. I need 5 to 7 days. So I got to go over and get that done. I have till the 19th, which I have to go to the doctor on the 19th to renew my visa. It expires on the 19th. And get that done. So I got to go sim. My wife has already obviously went to work. Well, an hour ago, 8 o'clock. She told her 9:30 and have her, because I think maybe the lady, it was in Thai. She pointed to it on the paper. They will get it. She didn't speak much English. They will email you PIN number, bring to bank, we will print, and you will have. And I think and she said time. I think what she meant was date. Here's the date that they will, because I can check it right now. Let's see. Yeah, no, they haven't sent me anything. So it's a date, I think, is what she was referring to, and not a time, which I can understand that confusion there. So I want to verify that with her, verify the date. Hopefully it's Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Thursday, I think, is the 19th. And get it and go and do it. And my wife she'll go. She knows everything that we need. Shouldn't be a problem. I know that Andrew had, and we both had checked it out, that they stopped doing it here. And then the last time that I went over there, and Andrew found out too, they are doing the visas, the stone's throw from here at the new center, and should be able to do it in a day, a couple hours. The biggest thing is I don't have the 800 in the bank, because I use that to buy the land next door. But they have to check everything. And I told you the reason that I changed over to it was 3 years ago. I was in the other one because I waited too long, and they took them 4 hours to check. I said, didn't you stop? Because we were building U-Bahn, and I had brought in a lot of money, another 1,000,000 baht, right? Because we built that out of pocket. And she said, do you have money? And I'm going, great. I got to bribe somebody. She said, because if you do put it in there, you would have been out of here 3 hours ago. And that's what I asked her. Why didn't you stop at it? Oh, no, every one for the year we have to mark. And I'm going, crap. So they might have to do that there. But that's okay. So it's still one day. Like I told you guys before, people that watch this that don't hear it from other people. You just need to be sabai, man. You do this, even if it takes you 2 days, once a year, and it costs you $60, So, I'm happy with that. So just stay calm, because the more upset you get, you're not going to get anywhere. Trust me. But I'm sure that they'll do it. It'll be one day, especially if they see that, I'm there on the 18th and it expires on the 19th. So I don't think that I don't think they'll fight me. And they know me pretty well now. I've been there 5 times now. So yeah, you're probably right. Now my understanding is they have dispensaries inside the hospitals. Okay. I got to find out about that too. Because I told you, I had Sim get on the phone and call the 4 or 5 that were real close to me around here, and none of them had edibles. They had all the weed that I could buy if I wanted to buy it and make my own, which is a possibility. But they didn't have any edibles. I'm going, wow, that's weird. So I have to see. Otherwise, I'll have to go to further away. Probably Buriram. Buriram probably would have some. That's only an hour away. Take a ride on the bike or something. Yeah, it doesn't make them work. No, might make them work a little bit slower, is my experience from what I've seen. Always foreigners, man. The last one that I saw was a French guy, just going off on this dude. And the guy was just smiling, and I could just see him going, I am never going to help you. You can come here every day for the next 10 years, and I ain't giving you shit. A nice big smile on his face. And his wife or girlfriend spoke a little French, and she's apologizing the whole time. And this guy's going off. I was laughing. Luckily, the guy didn't see me, because he probably would have wanted to come over and start some shit with me. But anyway, the book has to be at least 60 days before. What book? What did I miss? Sometimes they want a bank account copy. Yeah, they do always, as far as I know. All you got to do is make a transaction, stick it in there, take out 10 baht, and print it up and bring it in. They want it that day. It's been my experience every time I've went. So we'll see. But this book renewal, I always smile and say nothing. Yeah, I know. I just keep in my mind that I get to live here. I get to live here for $60 a year. I've got a good life here. And if it takes me 2 days, who gives a shit? 3 days. Then 362 days, I can do nothing. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess you got to have the right frame of mind. I'm trying to do that. My wife would like me to be even more sabai. Like the guy next to me in the government hospital. I went in that morning, they weren't even open, and they did an echo on me. Okay. And talking to him, my wife is going, what's the matter with him? Oh, he has a heart problem. I said, oh, what is he? Oh, he's been here. He's waiting for an echo. I said, the same thing that I got. Yeah. How long has he been here? 6 days. 6 days. This man has been laying in that bed waiting for an echo that I got there at 9 o'clock in the morning, had it done at 10. Unbelievable. Patience up the yin yang out of what I've seen. Yeah, I don't know, 800K, not the book. Oh, yeah, the 800K. Yeah. The one account that I had in that I use this that I want to reimburse and stuff, that's the one that I use for extra dough and money for that, to keep that. But I don't need to. I mean, I bring it in, so it doesn't really matter. I can show it either way. I just think that if you do the 800, it's 10 times faster. Like I said, boom, boom. I was in and out for the 2 years I did that. The prior before that one, I was there for like 6 hours. Still no big deal. I mean, he runs into lunch, so you go get something to eat, come back and, so I don't know. Like I said, a lot of things here in Thailand can get you upset watching somebody weld, watching somebody build something. It could aggravate you, especially if it's for you, you know. But I've learned just to relax, especially with the government stuff. The banks, when you go in there, be polite, anything that you're dealing with the Thai government and, what I call the DMV, anything like that. You're not going to get anywhere. Trust me. You're going to go backwards, man, backwards big time. So just relax and, maybe take a downer or two before you go in. Xanax would probably be a good one to take. First meeting today. I'm working on my Thai PR status. Is that permanent resident? I'm gathering because you're fluent. Because one of the things you have to be fluent in Thai, right? For that, I think. I'm not sure, but I know you got to know a lot of stuff. But I think one of them you need to be fluent. One of the qualifications is you need to be fluent in Thai, which my two phrases isn't going to cut it. But yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I'm not in that big a hurry, man. And I'm even slowing down, like I said, on everything else. Making videos, doing this, doing that, living my life. I enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy doing the live streams. I'm actually more, maybe because my energy level was lower, maybe it's up. I know it's up with whatever medication he's got me on. I'm actually looking forward to doing some videos. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. It is 20 after. All right, everyone. I might do one again tomorrow just for the hell of it. I'll see how I feel. Tomorrow would be my normal day, right? Saturday. But I did this one as an update. Somebody could watch and do. But the yellow book. Oh, yeah, I don't. Mine is still off of her deal. She wants to put me on that. I still think you need to be on one if you can. That's just me. No, that's for citizenship. PR is just able to bullshit. Okay. So that's my gist. But I'll probably do maybe another one tomorrow for maybe I'll do it a little bit later in the day. I don't know. No, I'll probably do it same thing, 8:30, 9 o'clock. And maybe some other people will come in or maybe some people will watch this. Anyway, I'm just gonna click out of this. I'm not even gonna run nothing backwards or sideways and just end the video. You guys are freaking awesome. Everybody have a great morning, afternoon, or evening. And I'll catch you on the next one.